Welcome back to WaterparkRanger's Let's Play Paper Mario and the Thousand-Year Door. In the last episode, we unfortunately got the Punies recaptured, but we're going to rescue them this episode with the aid of the Super Boots, an item that is specifically tailored for Mario. The first of its kind, really. Hey there, I'm Toadette. Congratulations on getting the Super Boots. These cool kicks power up jump attacks, and you'll be able to use a new technique. So let's practice it, okay? If you press A at the right moment when jumping, you'll do a spin jump. Timing is everything. Press A in mid-jump. I personally find this very difficult to time, but wow, I did it on my first try. Excellent. Wow, that was perfect. You're a natural. Want to try again? Nope, I got it. Okay, that's just super. It looks like you've mastered the spin jump. You can smash through spots like this with your spin jump. That's it. You got it. You can use a spin jump in battle too. Give it a try. Well, I hope to see you again soon. Good luck on your adventure. What's kind of weird is she said you got it about that little platform, like, as if there was a command for us to break it. But nothing actually happened. So I think that was probably a little bit of a... So there was some kind of communication failure between the people that programmed that scene and then what actually went on in the dialogue box. Or perhaps it was a mistranslation, you never know, it's hard to tell. Anyhow, there was a little shine sprite over there, so that was nice, worth getting. And, oh, there's a badge up there. That's the, I think that's the charge badge. I'm probably never going to use it. But it's probably best that I find a way to acquire it, just because it's in plain sight. And I really hate missing out on things where they're just in plain sight like that, just taunting me with their clearly obtainable status. So let's use Coops and snag it. Charge, add charge to your tactics menu. I don't really ever use charge, although I've seen quite a few people use it. It basically just allows you to not attack for a move and instead charge up to release more power on a later turn. That's the gist of it. There's also a charge badge for a partner. I forget if we already found that or if we're going to find it later. But regardless, I'm not really going to use any of them. I have different preferred ways of powering up. There are a lot of different playstyles to this game. A lot of ways to approach it. And I guess that's one of the reasons it's so good, is there's so many ways to play it. It's a very flexible RPG. Anyhow, with the aid of our Super Boots, we're going to be able to go places that we couldn't before, quite like a Zelda dungeon. Just like in Hooktail's Castle, once you obtain that papery ability that lets you slip through gaps, you can get further. In this dungeon, Boggly Woods, I mean, the Great Boggly Tree. Yeah, there we go, that's what this is called. And I kept telling myself to repeat it as the Great Boggly Tree instead of the Great Tree in those other episodes. This time the Super Boots are used to advance. And we have a couple X-Nauts. Our jumps do a little bit more damage now, actually. And multi-bounce. There we go. Yeah, our jump is a little bit more powerful because we're wearing Super Boots. Our hammer is the same strength as ever, though. Nothing's changed about our hammer. So that's just kind of a neat little feature right there. Oh, and this guy's still alive. What's he gonna do? He's drinking a potion. Oh, just increasing offense? Okay. Well, that's not gonna matter because his HP is still the same. So I'm thinking I'm just going to use this opportunity to use a sweet treat because we had full star power. So this will boost our HP and FP back up, although it's mostly FP that I'd like a little bit more of. I love FP. And I would mostly upgrade if it weren't for the fact that I've just discovered how useful BP is recently. With my last run of the game, where I did an all-P run. I mean, all-BP run. BP actually almost sounds like that company, you know, like the BP oil spill. Only noticed that now. Kind of a random coincidence. Anyhow, I didn't really get the chance to showcase it, and to be honest, I don't know if I'm going to be showcasing it very often. The spin jump, as Toadette said, can be used in battle. That doesn't mean we're necessarily going to do that, though. Oh crap, it's just one of those guys. Easy peasy. But yeah, as I was talking about the spin jump, I'm not sure I'm going to be using it just because I tend to be forgetful and just flat out forget I have the move. And I prefer to use Mario's other jumps because I feel like they get you more stylish commands. And I think what I prefer to do in battle is rather than rack up immediate damage, I try and also increase stylish commands while doing damage. Basically what I'm saying is it's tougher to do a stylish if you're going to do the spin jump. In addition to a stylish command that normally just doesn't work out very well. So I tend to keep my jumps at normal level most of the time. Kind of a little complicated, I know, but I figure it's best to explain these little nuanced battle strategies out of battle. That way, while we're in fights, we can concentrate on the major issues at hand. Now, we have a little puzzle here. Clearly, there are some lily pads just doing nothing on the floor. If you jump across, and then hop down in here... Well, where's this going to take us out? Clearly to a room we've never been before. There is a scale that we're going to need the punies for, but we don't yet have them back on our side. So we're going to have to fix that. So back up we go. We're getting pretty close to the end of this dungeon, just in case you were wondering about the length of this place. It's not going to be going on for much longer. Yeah, Koops is still not quite, he's not quite tall enough to hit that switch yet. Oh yeah, I just went down the wrong pipe, wow. Kind of failing at this puzzle segment here. And I bet I'm making it look a lot more complicated than it actually is. What you have to do is go up here, to the opposite side, and there's a special little switch, which I think might be the only one of its kind in the game, where you step on it, it pushes the switch into the ground. So what you have to do is, like, step off it, shoot Koops and charge them up, then let it rise back up and release Koops to hit the switch. This will cause the water in this room to drain downwards in this really cool looking whirlpool animation into this room, and that's why there were lily pads, as I stated previously, because the water was actually meant to go in here all along. Shocker. Well, I guess it is fairly surprising if you've never seen this puzzle before. I love how it's just that random little gateway right there. Like, everything about the tree is natural, and then there's random stuff like metal objects like that random barrier built right into the tree. Like it was there all along. Sort of like the giant secret entrance sign that's outside of the tree. I have to say, that touch with the giant secret entrance sign sort of reminds me of something out of, like, SpongeBob SquarePants. Or if you've ever read it. And this is really a blast from the past. Like, I'm talking 4th grade. They had, the Captain Underpants books, I remember, or maybe it was the spin-off Super Diaper Baby. Yes, this is a real thing. I know because I was cleaning out my room recently and found some of those old books. And, the villain had, like, a hideout that had a giant secret fortress sign. So that's a very SpongeBob-esque sort of irreverent touch, I suppose you could say. Irreverent's probably the best way of putting it, because then you don't have to say that it's any particular author or artist style. It's just a mindset, really. It's a shared philosophy. Great crazy minds think alike. Anyway, if you were wondering what that whole puzzle was about, clearly it was just to open up a room to that new area where we have to take the punies. But as for the punies themselves, we're going to have to rescue them manually by going in here, first placing the puny orb to gather them in place, breaking open that little trapdoor. Ah! You did it! Yes, yes, now we can get out of here! Yay! Awesome stuff. So there's that room, with the same combination from before, I believe. Anyway, we can't get the punies through the gap, so what you have to do is take Flurry and literally just use the wind to knock them all into the hole. It can take a while, because they're kind of finicky about how they fall in. Just keep the puny orb there and keep trying until they all fall in. I'll just get ahead until I get them all down. There's just one more, and there we go. I had to remove the puny orb, actually, to get that one to cooperate. But now we have them all on our side now, so it's no longer a concern. The punies are free, and as we did the puzzle before, we opened the way into the new... Oh, crap. You guys are so stupid! Yeah, you have to be sure that 101 are following you, and that you're not missing even one. Because you need all of them to get to that room. And because we've cleared out the enemies and puzzles, now it's just going to be a straight shot. So yes, I do recommend going there first with Mario alone, and not the punies, because it'll just make things less complicated. Unfortunately, we're going to have to do this I really hate this little thing where you have to knock each individual puny into the hole. They're just so uncooperative. Come on. Oh my god, we actually did it in 2 shots. Wow. Okay, and none fell. I suppose that's really awesome. I don't know if they can fall off that stuff unless you jump off of it manually. But they could definitely fall off if you, they could definitely get separated if you fall off from here. So we'll take the pipe down so that no one gets left behind. No puny left behind. And then back into the... Well, it's now the dry whirlpool chamber. Wow, Flurry keeps getting in the way. Like, Flurry is just so useless and annoying. Okay, I will say, and I'm just going to say this now because this is an attack we're never going to be using. If you upgrade Flurry once, I think, you get a move called Gale Force. And maybe it's 2 times, I forget. Either way, what Gale Force does is It is a strong gust of wind that blows all enemies right off the screen if they're weak enough or something to that extent. It's useful in very specific situations. There's one boss where I know it's very helpful against, but because we're never going to be using the attack, I just thought I'd mention it now, because I'm probably going to forget to later. It's the boss of Chapter 5 without giving anything away, that Gale Force is quite useful against in its final phase. So finally, the elevator has descended to this room. So that's how you get to this room. Apparently, an ancient room that the Punies have not been inside of, perhaps forever, because apparently they didn't know how to get in here until we rallied them all together. Anyway, next episode we're going to be continuing into the Punies' treasure chamber. Wonder what could be in there. See you next time, we'll find out.